Hey guys, Jacob here. This is a follow-up video for the 1.8.2 Banshee video I made a few days ago. As you guys can see, I was killing a lot of people in DZ with it, and a few of my friends wanted to know how I had it set up. It's nothing too complicated, it's just a few mods switched instead of health, but I'll let you guys see it for yourself. As you can see, I'm running full 6-piece classified Banshee. There's two other versions of this, like I guess there are two pieces you can use instead of the 6, but I'll go over that soon. First, I'm going to go over the weapons, or the house and the lightweight M4. Everybody's using the house. I know it's like, oh, you know, surprise, surprise, it's the house. Well, I mean, yeah, it's the best gun in the game at the moment. So, I'll go to the mods. Has a pro-sight, extended mag, small grip, vent break, and these all have crit hit damage, crit hit chance, except the grip, and the magazine doesn't have crit hit damage. It can if you want to use one like... I think I have this, if you really want to, but you're going to lose a lot of RPM, so I recommend just using the high RPM one. But if you want to go for the higher crit damage, go right ahead. The talents on this weapon are deadly and responsive, 22.3 base damage. The lightweight M4 has deadly, vicious, and responsive, and I don't really use this weapon that much, but it's there to be there because if you run out of rounds in this gun, and you can switch to this gun, use this gun, so it makes a little bit more sense. I'll go over the talents on this one too. And the mods, I already went over the talents, but the mods are a C79 scope with crit hit damage, crit hit chance, and headshot damage. Extended mag with magazine size, crit hit chance, and rate of fire. Small grip, 19% crit damage. FDE suppressor, crit hit damage, crit hit chance, and headshot damage. The sawed-off shotgun I'm using, which is probably one of the better sawed-off shotguns that I have besides this one. This one's a little bit better, but it doesn't have sustained on it, so I need sustained, predatory, and then determined. If you can get that, it's probably one of the best sawed-offs you can get in the game. This one I'm just currently using because it has sustained and predatory on it, and I was running missions earlier, so I decided just to use this one. And there's no point running this one during a mission because you're never really using your super, I guess. But just depends on what mission you're running. Like legendaries or heroics, for example, you'd probably be using it, but I wasn't using it. But I'll go over the gear pieces now. Firearms, chest, firearms on the chest piece, health on kill, 56% ammo capacity. The mods on these are stamina crit chance mods, and that's, you guys are like, oh wow, crit chance mods. You probably were expecting something like health or EDR, but instead I decided to use crit chance mods because why not? I wanted something a little bit different to run around with in the DZ and kill some rogues. So I decided to switch some of the gear mods out and then roll them like that. The mask is rolled for crit chance, firearms, burn resistance, and also has a crit chance mod as well. The knee pads are rolled for stamina, have a crit chance mod, and rolled for health. You could have crit damage on the backpack and the knee pads if you want higher crit damage, but I just kept left the 16,000 health because you're going to be pretty damn squishy if you don't have at least a little bit of health, because this build's already squishy as is. The other mod on this is a first aid self-heal as well. The backpack has 2 first aid self-heals and a crit chance mod, and is rolled for crit damage and firearms and ammo capacity. I did roll crit damage on this because I wanted to have that extra crit damage instead of health. I mean, if you want to be more tanky, I recommend using all health on your backpack, your knee pads, and have it maxed out as high as you can to use all health mods to get that really, really high tankiness for Banshee. The gloves are rolled for SMG, crit chance and crit damage, 1381 firearms. Holsters rolled for everything, crit chance, and has a first aid self-heal. I'll go to the character sheet now so you guys can see it. In the house, as you guys can see, 51% crit chance and 121 damage. And you could get this up to 130 if you want to roll crit damage on your knee pads, but I decided not to. You could run deadly and vicious and card counter on your house if you want to have just talent-wise, and then spec all into health. You can do that as well. You could also get higher crit chance if you want to run with a suppressor and a reflex, like the small rugged has crit chance on as well. So you can get 7% on both of those if you really want it. But I just think that doing it this way might be a little bit easier for some people, since people may not have like a god roll house or have certain attachments. But if you run with this setup, I think you'll be able to kill some rogues. I recommend running it in a group, not by yourself, because like I said, it's pretty unsquishy. 307,000 health, that's not a lot of health to deal with, but I run this in a group mostly. I do switch out pieces occasionally. For example, you could run something like the Savage Gloves and have 57% chance if you want to have a little bit more crit chance, I guess. If you really like those crits, then and go right for it. Or you could run something like the Barrett's Bulletproof Vest and have the armor and the increased damage when your skills are on cooldown. That works as well. Or you could run, like I said, all health on some of these pieces. Instead of the crit chance mods, you could run health mods and be a little more tanky. One thing I would note though on this is responsive. I would use guaranteed if you have it on the house, because it's way better than, at least I think it's way better than Deadly and Vicious, because you're already getting high crits, and with responsive you're hitting 10% extra damage when you're closer to a target. And if you go into the Banshee, you can see you get that 10% damage out of cover, and you're also getting the 5% damage out of cover. So that's 15% you're getting. Then that not counting the 2% you're fighting manhunts, or you're not counting the percentage when you die. You get a 20% extra for 10 minutes. So all that adds up to a really high damage output, and you should be able to melt players instantly. As probably bad as it sounds, I think the best way for this build to work properly is at least if you die once. Or if the manhunts are rank 4 or 5, it should work really well. But if you die, you'll get that big, increase in damage, and you'll be able to melt through players. So if you run up to an agent and you get killed the first time, it's not really a big deal, because that way you get to come back with that extra damage and you can melt them a lot easier. All the damage is hidden, by the way. Some people do know that, some people don't. Like, for example, the 10%, you will not see this on your sheet, on your weapon that is. You won't see it on here, so it's just invisible. So you'll have to just kind of fight the targets and see how well your damage output is. But as always, guys, I'm going to go over the skills next. As usual, booster shot, immune station. You could run the pulse. I don't think it's necessary. I think these two are your best bet, since you're not going to have any skill power with this. You could run pulse mods, but I think it's really unnecessary unless you don't want to be seen by players. The talents I'm using are critical save, combat medic, strike back, and I'm using Repo Reaper. I was using this a while back. I would not recommend using this. I was just using this to mess around to get some extra rounds, since it's really unnecessary. I'd use something like maybe Tactical Advance, or maybe even Triage or Adrenaline. Most likely I would use Adrenaline, because now Predator's been nerfed. You can now use this and it will prevent Pred Bleed, if I remember correctly. I haven't used it in a while. The other one, the main one that I do use on this build is On the Move, but that's just up to you. It all depends. You can use Shock and Awe if you want to run a little bit faster, but it's all up to you guys. As always, I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. I don't know if this video helped at all. It's kind of sloppy just a little bit. I'm sorry about that. I made a part 1 on this already. If you haven't seen it, it's the gameplay. That way, if you guys are asking in the comments, oh, where's the gameplay in this build? I know some of you guys have asked me that before. It's in the previous video. I know I should have uploaded the build video first, then the gameplay, but I wasn't thinking, so now here's the build. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. I'll catch you guys in the next one.